Don't you just hate it when your trains don't seem to run the way they should after a while? Well, there's a very simple reason for that. The wheels of the locomotive have become dirty. As we know, locomotives pick up power from the track through their wheels. So let's take this beautiful Hornby Intercity 125 locomotive as a prime example. This locomotive picks up the power for its motor, which is under this bogie, through its wheels. So what happens is power is picked up from one set of wheels on the front bogie, sent to the motor, returned from the other set of wheels on the motor bogie. You will note that this has traction tires, so it doesn't pick up from that side. This is a sort of split chassis arrangement, although I don't think it is a proper split chassis because, well, the chassis is not split in half, it's just split between the front and rear bogies for power pickup. But nevertheless, that only means that we have two wheels per rail. These two wheels and these two wheels. Now you'll probably note that the wheels are okay in terms of cleanliness because I clean the wheels of my locomotives regularly. But I mean, there's room for improvement. I mean, let's have a look at that motor bogie a bit there. You can see, yes, can you see that little bit of black color gunk on it? Well, let's get to cleaning. Now here I'm going to show you three ways in which I clean my model locomotive wheels. The first is with this old, well, it's clean, it's basically a handkerchief which I can no longer use as a handkerchief because it's a bit torn, it's a bit threadbare, it's not very nice to be seen in public with. But the fact that it's a well used and handkerchief that has been washed maybe close to 100 times means that it's incredibly soft. So that makes it perfect for doing things like this when you want to clean your tracks. See that cursory wipe what it produced there? Mind you, I haven't cleaned my tracks in a week, so they're not in the cleanest of order. Let me just do that again on one of the main lines and show you. There we are. Okay, so the first thing you can do is you can use a cloth like this to just clean the threads of the wheels. Hold the cloth gently against the thread and rotate the wheel. Let's see. Oh, can you see that, viewers? Yes, that is from the wheel. Let's try the other wheel. I'm just going to show you on this edge there is nothing at all. Then I'm going to turn it over so it goes on the inside like that. Rotate the wheel with my other hand like that. I really need to get myself a locomotive cradle, which I will be making one for myself later on. Now let's see. Oh, there we are. So you can see the gunk that was on the wheel. Now that is the first and the easiest way of doing things. But sometimes that may not be enough. That is where these two little tools of mine come into play. Cotton buds and isopropyl alcohol. So what you got to do is just soak a cotton bud just a little bit like that. Always close your isopropyl bottle. That was not ideal. I just spilled isopropyl all over my table. Clumsy me. So I'm just going to pause this video after I do this quick cleaning to show you how you clean with the isopropyl. And that is, you just take the soaked end of the cotton bud, place it against the wheel thread just like we did with the cloth, and well, rotate it with your finger. My room is starting to smell quite strongly of isopropyl, and ooh, look at that. That is the dirt that we've just cleaned off this wheel. Let's do the next wheel. So you can see quite clearly there that even though I did a cleanup with the cloth, it wasn't enough. And there we are, look at that. And you can probably see that the wheel is a lot cleaner too, which means that the loco is going to run a lot better. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to clean up this little isopropyl spill, so please bear with me. This is the first time something clumsy has ever happened on video, but I'm not going to do another take. I'm going to keep this in the final video. Stay tuned. Well, dear viewers, we are back. I have cleaned up my clumsy little spill that was over there. Thankfully, it hasn't affected much of the painting or landscaping I've done. So let's move on to my third and most intensive way of cleaning my model train wheels, and that is with this little fellow, the Pico track rubber. Now, we don't strictly have to use a Pico one. I've just had a really good experience with the Pico one, which is why I recently bought another one. But of course, any half decent track rubber can do it. You can see how used my track rubber is, but it's still pretty good, and that's because I wash it sometimes. I wash it and dry it and then clean it with a soft cloth and it's still trucking on, so to speak. Now for the track rubber, I'm going to show you how I do it on the rear wheels. You hold the track rubber against the wheels like that and just rotate the wheels as such. Now I can do this by hand, gently of course. You don't want to break a gear or a wheel, because this ring-field motor does not have a worm gear in it. If there was a worm gear in your drivetrain, you would not be able to do this kind of thing. And then there's another little thing you can do to gently move the wheels for the cleaning process, so to speak. Now that I've done the cleaning, I always like to use a clean cotton bud to just get any residue from the wheel that the track rubber itself may have left, because remember, we are just transferring material from one medium to the other. So let's just do that. You can already see some gunk on the clean end. That is the end we used on the front bogie, and you can see how that has turned out. This is the gunk I cleaned off the rear bogie after running the track rubber. So let me show you what I do if I have a locomotive with a worm gear, worm drive. So, okay, I just need to find my crocodile clip leads for that. Aha, here we are. So what I have got here is, let me just show you that in a minute. It's taking some time to open the tin. On camera, things don't always go to plan. These are crocodile clip leads. So I'm just going to pick red and black because they're like the universal colors of positive and negative. I also have other colors here, by the way: green, yellow, white. So excuse me, just recovering from a cold as I shoot this video. So what I'm going to do is clip one end of the leads to one of my power feeds, set the point, or throw the point as they say, so that I have power coming to that track. And I'm going to set about 40% on my gauge master. And now I can clip a crocodile clip to this axle here because it doesn't turn, but this one I can't. So what I do is I just touch it gently there. So how you would do this with a loco with a worm drive is you'd clean what you can see of the wheels as much as possible. Then you'd give a very brief pulse of power like this, just to get the wheels rotated to a new spot, and you'd clean that spot like that. Then again you'd give a little quick pulse of power, clean, and repeat. Well, yes, it's pretty slow, but I have to say it totally beats having to actually take apart the entire locomotive just to remove the wheels and clean them nicely. I prefer this method to that method. So let me just put this locomotive back on the main line. Actually, I'm putting it on my inner main line. There you are. You can already see it's crawling beautifully. Just gone out of sight there. Bring it back. That's with less than 50% on the controller, which shows me that my wheel cleaning has gone well, because why I selected this 125 is because it's notoriously finicky to poorly cleaned or dirty wheels. If the wheels are not cleaned, I need to give it about 70% on the controller to get some movement, and it's very jerky movement. But with the wheels cleaned, you can see it's just moving, and I'm not even giving it 40% on the controller right there. Yeah, that's before the 40% point on my gauge masters. So there you are. I hope you have enjoyed this video on how to clean your model railway locomotive wheels. 3 ways you can try. I would recommend trying the cloth method first. Use a nice handkerchief or whatever. I mean, don't buy a new handkerchief because they're quite rough. Get a well used one that's been washed multiple times, and it's nice and soft like this. First method. Second method is cotton bud and isopropyl. Third method is the track rubber, because these are actually methods in increasing order of, well, I wouldn't say abrasiveness, but I guess you could say, yeah, intensity of cleaning, so to speak. So there you are. I hope you've enjoyed this video, including the little mishap that happened on camera. But if you have enjoyed the video despite that, please do give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more model train videos coming up, so enjoy them. Take care and have a good day.